All right, here's me sharing my screen.
Welcome. Happy Friday, the first of the month of August. July is over. We are experiencing first of the month scaries again, our beginning of the month scaries. They love to do that. They love to just create volatility right when the new monthly candle opens, just to make people all panic when in reality, there should be no panic at all. So, how are you feeling out there, Tracker?
Oh, I was just complaining off camera to you how I basically thought last Monday, oh, it was like all time high for my portfolio, all time high for a lot of people's portfolios that follow and subscribe to me. And I'm like, oh, it's the third wave. Let's just hang on here. Don't trade in and out. It's gonna be great. And no, it was like absolutely the wrong advice. And then everything like sunk after that. But I'm okay. It's just I was just telling Matt, it's just like April 7th for me personally. It's April 7th all over again. So I just have to wait it out. I'll be fine. Um, when I've got my XRP chart to show later after Matt does the indices. So I don't know. How are you, Matt? I know you're good. You're
Yeah, fine.
to buy
I
some
was kind of.
stuff.
I think I mentioned it at the very end of the show yesterday. How be prepared for some beginning of the month volatility, and here
Oh
we
yeah,
are.
yeah, for sure.
That's exactly what we're seeing. So this is not really a surprise. We've seen this so many times before. But yeah, I'll just get started with the SPY, and here we go. So we're just extended. Like I'm gonna focus on month or weekly candles right here, and from the high to the low, we still have. If it did want to back test the 613, it still could go there, right? This is a massive breakout. It just melted up week over week over week over week. So any kind of volatility in that zone, down a little bit lower, is fine, right? This is possibly something that could stay in a correction mode for SPY for maybe a few more weeks or longer, right? Because we had many, many weeks of going up. So just be patient, be expecting some lower lows or some lower levels, I should say. Maybe 613 could be that target. It's not guaranteed to go back down there, but that is a possibility. QQQ, we can see it did get pretty close to the 1.272 fib, the 578. So if we're looking for some kind of a back test, where might it go? Well, the conversion line could be one spot, 545, maybe 540, right? We could see that's as a potential. But again, it's never guaranteed to go back down all the way there. In a bull trend, we could just get slightly less pullbacks and not so steep. So we'll just see. We'll have to play it 1 week at a time, really. And we'll see how this conversion line reacts to next week's weekly candle open. It'll probably be continuously rising again. But good developments overall, right? Massive recovery. We haven't had really any retrace at all. So this is kind of normal. If we want to have a bullish trend higher, we need corrections, because if we don't have corrections, then it'll just be a big giant bubble and just one day have a big giant crash like we did in April, basically.
Hey
Or
Matt, is it a bad
March.
time to mention that the SPY has never left a gap behind?
Well, yeah, right here. And the QQQ either, yeah, right.
So
But yeah,
look at this. Look at that weekly Ichimoku cloud and see how it falls away into spooky October. That's
yeah,
what I'm
right here.
thinking. I'm thinking that's when that gap gets filled.
Yeah,
Just
like
off the top of my
October,
head.
November, or something. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe, right? But I don't think we're ready to continue lower first, anyways, because we haven't even reached any of these fib extensions yet.
No, that's true.
So that's I don't think we necessarily don't need a back test all the way down to these levels yet, because the SPY still hasn't reached the fib extension. The QQQ neither has that. So I still think it's room to continue higher before any kind of major scaries.
Yes, we need
For
to hit a resistance point before it'll do any support testing.
Yeah. And IWM, actually, it's really in a zone right now here. If we go to the uh, the pre-market price, it's right at the conversion line. And just to give you an idea of actually how bullish IWM has been since April, it has never back tested the conversion line once since it broke out. So today is that day, right? Today, the new day, the new month, whatever. Here we go, weekly conversion line. We're going to go back and back test it. So that's exactly what it's doing. So is that scary? No, not really, right? That's just a normal process of a bull market. Would I have preferred this 219 hold and the bottom of the cloud hold? Yes, but it is the weekly candle close today, so we'll see. Maybe it's just going to be a wick through some levels and close back above, but back testing a conversion line after all this time is a normal process for IWM, so it's nothing really that bad. And let's go take a look here at let's actually look at Tesla. How's that doing pre-market? On a monthly candle, it closed above this linear scale fib right here at the 295, but it did not close above the baseline right there at 313. So it's basically not ready to continue month over month higher yet, which just means more consolidation, really. And we can go to Tesla here on the weekly chart. And on log scale, we can see it's actually still in process of trying to maintain that 786, the 306.93. And the baseline is actually still down here too, which is 304. So we're back testing that baseline pre-market as we speak, and still watching this 50-week moving average too to see if we can actually continue to close weekly candles back above it to 310. But nonetheless, nothing about this chart scares me, even if it does close at current price, right? If the weekly candle closed right now at 305, 304, it would not scare me. Why? Because the market structure from the bottom is higher highs, and the trend is higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and it's really just trying to establish a foundation around that 300 zone. We know this by looking at these wicks, right? Every time price goes there, it tries to bounce and recover, bounce and recover. And there's only been a few bodies of the candles that close below that 300 zone. So it's not a scary situation for Tesla, even though people think it is scary. It is just finding its new floor before it's ready to go higher. And sometimes that's a painful process because people are impatient. And the last thing I want to do is show Bitcoin here. Let's go to Bitcoin on my linear scale. And look what Bitcoin is doing. Well, wow, it's back testing the arc over and over and over again. And is this scary? No. This is normal. This is bullish. This is something that's building a base at a higher level. And I cannot be more happy that it's doing this, right? Over and over again. Holding the arc as support. Love it for that potential to go higher. Trekker, back to you.
And that's the completed July candle right there, isn't it?
Well, this is a weekly chart. A
Oh
monthly
no,
chart.
show the
Monthly
monthly.
chart. Monthly chart. Yeah, it's a completed candle above, and it opened a new candle above the arc. So, I
Oh,
mean,
that's lovely.
yeah, this is a lovely chart. There's really, I did my monthly crypto and stock update on Patreon yesterday, and there's just so many good developments in crypto right now on the high time frame that I would just, if I had an infinite supply of cash, I would just be buying everything.
I know, right? That infinite supply of cash is the dream. Hey, take us back to your Tesla chart again. I wanted to look at that one more time. So again, remember when the Ichimoku cloud is green, it's supposed to be supportive, right? So we're in an allegedly bullish trend right now. There's a little bit of a bearish possibility ahead, but really, I kind of look at when right where the two flip from the clouds, where the clouds switch over and flip from green to red. I kind of look like at that as like the veil between two worlds when it gets thinnest at the witching hour, you know. So I would be really interested in seeing Tesla price getting over the green before we get to that point, or that maybe that being some. What date is that?
October right here.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll just have to see. Poor Tesla, just can't catch a break.
Well,
Bullish, but it just the people who trade the extremes, right? You buy the
yeah.
tops and sell the bottoms. It just that
Well,
it's just awful for those people.
this chart would be perfect for a swing trading, really. Like
Yeah.
all you gotta do is sell resistance up here, buy support down here, sell resistance up here. If you want to wait till the angle gets hit, if it does get hit, that would be the 270s. I mean, people are calling 270 all over the place recently.
If only
Yeah.
someone had some kind of magical Gann chart to show them when this was going to
Yeah.
happen,
Well, and this
and
is
have
the biggest
access to
reason
it.
because Tesla likes to cut through moving averages and fib levels all the time. But
Yeah.
in all honesty, it just keeps on maintaining this market symmetry so beautifully. So yeah, if you're waiting for 270, maybe it'll come, right? I'm not saying it won't, but it's not that likely, I think, because it's really trying to establish a base on top of that 786 fib. So we'll see. Like I think if you're looking for that angle to get hit, it might just gravitate sideways for like weeks or even months until October, like you said, and then maybe try to choose a direction higher. So
Yeah, the part where it gets really noisy and just keeps attenuating and attenuating and attenuating. The triangles, as they squeeze into the point, it usually just look at the Tesla chart. It usually goes up. All the other ones
Yeah,
in the past year, it does
yeah.
that, and it like runs up at least to the next resistance.
But to me, it's obvious. This is previous resistance, 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 breakout, backtest, flip to support.
Yeah,
So for me, there's no reason to ever go back down to that arc. I mean, maybe if this angle ever gets lost as a support, maybe it'll go back to that arc. But who knows, right? But right now, this is a bullish market structure chart. This is bullish market symmetry. So we can ignore every single indicator on there and just look at this and visualize, like, look at this. Is this a bearish chart? And the answer is no. Not only that, we can, if we don't want to use GAN or anything, well, we can just draw a line right here and just delete our GAN. And what is that? What is this line? Oh wow, it's a previous resistance, 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 breakout back. It's flipping it to support. And what's that level? That's 296, 295. So I mean, how could any of this be bearish when you look at the high time frame? I mean, if you're day trading in and out, maybe that's bearish, but high time frame, super, super bullish chart. And it just needs more time. But if you have options, which is why I don't trade options, you don't know when that's going to happen, and so the decay is going to eat at your profits, and you're going to get angry. But if
yeah,
you just hold shares, you're going to be fine because this will go into all-time highs. This will go blast off eventually when it's ready, when probably the least amount of people expected. And then people will start to chase, and then they'll start buying the top again, and then they'll start getting angry when it starts falling again. Right? Just kind of what just happened to Coinbase, right? Coinbase just did that right now. I'll just switch to Coinbase too. And Coinbase, people were buying the previous all-time high. They're excited, like, yeah, it's gonna go break all out, and that was resistance, right? But now on
I
the
bought that
886,
second one. I bought
second
the
one,
one right after it.
I think I might actually start buying Connell again with this back test. I'm not convinced it wants to go to 318, but the 886 it is a possibility. And we go to the monthly chart for Coinbase too. We can see that it's the highest monthly candle close ever. It's really never closed two consecutive. Actually, yeah, it's never closed two consecutive months ever above 318. Not here. Never, never, never. So the potential to get a lot more bullish is there. And right now, we're just experiencing backtest because resistance got rejected. Right, this is a normal process. And to go into linear scale, it's trying to hold on to the linear scale 786 right now. So this is the zone I'm really watching right now for Coinbase. 344 down to 318. That's the zone I'm really watching for here. And anything above the log scale 886 is basically like going to go Palantiring, right? And people think this is bearish. Well, let me just show you guys MSTR. What did MSTR? Oh, SMTR, MSTR. What did MSTR do? Well, look at this from the 2021 high to the low. Look what it did. Break out of the 886 right here, 886 log scale. Broke out. People thought, oh, all-time highs is going to go. Nope. Backtest 886. Backtest 886. Oh, psych. Backtest 886 for months. Then it took off. But this is the power of the 886, and I want you guys to realize how bullish this is. So establishing a new base on top of the 886 is incredibly bullish for Coinbase. It's almost guaranteed at this point it's going to get to the fib extensions above. And for Coin, where are those fib extensions above? Well, guess what? 800, 1,000, maybe even the 2,100. So if you're bearish on Coinbase, want a chart that looks like a giant cup and handle that's about to break out and backtest the 886, maybe won't even backtest it. Who knows? I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not going to trade in and out because people did that with Palantir. People did that with everything, and they sold too soon. So I'm not going to sell too soon. I'm waiting for fib extensions, and that is the most likely scenario, in my opinion. Now, Tracker, I think I took up a lot of time, so go ahead.
No, it's fine. I thank you for indulging me in my obsession, my former obsession, Tesla.
No problem.
Let's see. I wanted to show. So here's my Tesla chart. I'm trying to figure out what I wanted to show exactly. Here in purple is a Fibonacci extension that starts from the 101.20 low to that 488 high that we had down to the 214.25 low. And then so in the purple numbers, I'm sorry, I just pulled this other thing up here. Let me just hide this for a minute. From the purple numbers, I've got this. It basically just did a 382 11.4. This is 11.4, right? About here almost. and now it's settled back on top of the 23.6. So if we don't get a lower low than 305, it's like a 382.236, which, often in my extensions that goes to 123.6 next. So I don't know. I was also looking for maybe a 618.382. I'm still looking for that. 618.382 would be 453 to 362. So let's see if we get that. If we get to 453 and it goes past that, then maybe I'll start suspecting that this was 382 to 114 to 123.6. But we're not even close to there right now yet. So sorry, I meant to give you guys a trigger warning that it's like from Ted Lasso where they tell you it's the hope that kills you. But here's Tesla on a linear scale chart, and it's been in this consolidation triangle again here. So from this 367 top down to 273 low, bing, bada, bing. And it didn't hit the top again here. It like set up this resistance trend, but didn't touch it again. And then went support, support. Here's a support trend. Didn't quite do it. And now it dipped below it. So, but we're still back inside this trend again. Yes, Ty said it would be hilarious if today was the day that Tesla chose to run up. I would welcome that. But yeah, it needs to go to the top of this triangle next again. Now, on the other hand, XRP, is it this one? Is it this one? I think it's this. Nope, it's this one. I was looking back here at these. Oh, I had these lovely bookend wicks where this one kind of came up to 297, ran all the way up to 366. And then I was expecting this triangle to hold up here. I thought I was so clever when I sold near like 360. And then, oh gosh, I wanted to buy here at 340, but I got scared and I bought it 360. And then what did it do? Boom. It did it just fell right through the bottom of this triangle. And it made a bigger triangle. And then I thought, oh, okay, well, these bookend wicks look really good. Maybe it'll stop right here. Runs up, it backtests the resistance part of the triangle almost. Really, it backtests the resistance of my this Gann chart that I drew. And then it drops it back down through this bookend, and now it like came in line with this wick right here. So now here's your new bookends. Yeah, this looks like the end of the month liquidity grab that the shenanigans that Matt and I often talk about now. This should be the turning point for XRP. I took a bunch of my Con-L yesterday and I sold some of it to buy more XRP, XXRP. So we'll see if that play works out. All it needs is time. All right, now to the request part of the show. I see.
And we'll see you later now.
I know, right? Let's see. I'm just going to do NBIS because I recognize that one. I know I've got that one. And then while Matt's doing his after this, I'll look at something else that All right, so NBIS. Let's stick with the logarithmic chart. Log chart. This was like its last high, 87.11, down to $13. And then, oh wait, these aren't log scale fibs. Bastard. Here we go. And it went to the 702, couldn't get higher than 702, so it goes back to almost the 11.4, never touched it. Got back on top of the 23.6 here. And now we are trying to get over the 702, which was previous resistance, and it's trying to make it support. And if it's support from here, then it should go past the 100%, make a new all-time high, and head for like the 127 or the 141. So, I mean, this looks pretty good for NBIS. I've got an ABC correction here, by the way. This is a linear scale ABC correction from the previous all-time high. I guess I have to show that. Sorry. The linear ABC I'm looking for was from 100% to 0. It went to the 50%, back to the 11.4, and is going to the 886. So 786 is my next target above for NBIS. From that, it'll probably have to come back and make the 786 its support level. So just a little bit of a pullback before it can go higher to the 141. 1414, I should say. But let me go back to the log scale and just say that if you just don't trade this anymore, Matt's going to be proven right over time. From where price is right now, look for this to go another 270% higher before major resistance. Maybe more conservatively, we'll say 182% higher before major resistance. But this is about the 141 usually where it might send it back to the 886 or the 100%, and then it wants to go to the 1618 after that. So if you're willing to like hold this forever, well, for and just not sell it at all, it wants to see 282 next. Anyway, that's just me talking technically and hypothetically, and um, yeah. All right, back to you, Matt.
Yes. Yeah. Let's do some of these requests. There's a
I
lot
should
of
really do shorter term charts for these.
yeah. There's a lot of requests here. So SMCI, we'll do this one, and yes, in backtest mode, right? And I think it just is getting a big breakout above a lot of things without any kind of backtest recently. So maybe we can expect a $50 backtest, maybe $51 in that zone. Breakout backtest the conversion, 100-week moving average before continuing the journey higher. Let's look at Fubo TV. It's trying to break above this 4.44, not yet, and the 200-week moving average, not yet. 427, it's big resistance, but it is trying to get more bullish by staying above the cloud. So let's just watch that cloud, right? 378, stay above the cloud. It can probably break that resistance above. Let's do RKT, and RKT is right in the middle of the cloud yesterday, but it's kind of gapping up pre-market here to resistance, and it's exactly at the top of the cloud and the 50% fib right here for RKT at 1602. So even though it is a big gap up pre-market, it's not really anything exciting because it did it before. It did it 2 weeks, or no, it did it last week. It wicked way up there, but could not close above that 1602. So until it closes above that 1602, today could be the day. Today is the weekly candle close. Then I'm not going to be too super excited about it. So we need a break of that to get more excited. So let's see if it can. 1602, close above it for a weekly candle close today. And lastly, I'll do HIMS here on my weekly chart. And all I'm really focused on my weekly chart is the 1.414 log base fib, and that is 6405. I want to see a weekly candle close back above it, and that would be great. But right now we're a little bit below it, so we'll see. If we cannot close above it, then guess what? It's just a wick, and it has to go lower again because it's still resistant. So 6405, close today above it. It could get more bullish. Tracker, back to you.
All right, I was saying I should probably do a shorter term version of this. Here's NBIS one more time. But what I've done was I pulled a fib, let's see, from this $18 low to 55 and then back to 43.89. Well, it was like on a 1 hour chart. It's a lot easier to see. I kind of went from this low to this higher high to this higher low, and extended it to kind of give you a look at the shorter term price action. Yes, my 786. I'm sorry. Yes, my wave C is up here at $78.66. But to get there, it looks like it did the 382,236. So maybe it'll just blow through that. I don't know. You should definitely see something that looks sort of like maybe 618, 382, 1236, 764, 2236, something like that. So that gives you a little bit shorter term. Look for 66, 78 to be resistance, 58 to be support, then 89, 67 resistance again after that, which just does kind of blow through this 78, 66 for the wave C. Let me do DXYZ. I haven't looked at that in a while. This is one I used to love. All right, what do my notes here say? If this holds, it didn't hold. If this can hold, it didn't hold. The overall chart is still the same. This is where I tell you that this thing, here's my wave 1, wave 2, and it got an extended, a super extended wider flat of the wave 2. Now, actually, a wider flat would make it a little bit lower than the previous low. This never made a new low. It double bottomed here, ran for the 382, and then came as close as it could to the bottom again without actually touching it, and it's still Now, it's just trying to look really as scary as possible. I actually would say that this is a really good place to buy into DXYZ, and it probably wants to go at least to the 382. So let's just go curtail our expectations and say it wants to go to at least the 382 and then back to the 236. So from where prices right now, it should want to go about 76% higher to 51.30. And if that is resistance, then it'll send it back to 41.32 at the 23.6. Though lately I've been seeing this thing where it does the 382 and then the 11.4. So that kind of feels like what it did already, isn't it? Ooh, maybe that's what it did already. Maybe this is it. Maybe it's done. Maybe it's done with the 382. The 11.4, and it just kind of like made a little bit more 11.4, which would mean that the wave 3, if this was it, was heading to the 123.6. Well, or the 132. I haven't seen enough of these patterns to tell you definitively if it goes to 123 or 138, but they're pretty close either way. The difference is how extreme this back test is afterwards. If it goes to 123.6, it pulls back to the 76.4. If it goes to the 1382, it pulls back to the 100%. Let's just assume the worst for now. So yeah, let's see if it can indeed go into, and then this would need 5 subdivided waves inside of this. We'd also have 5 waves inside of it, of course. With the 886, let's just use these. And this one, yeah, maybe something like this. It could be something exactly like that. All right, let's just let's stand by this. Oh wait, bring that back. Let's say wave 3 gets to $109.67. Take your screenshot of that. I'm gonna stand by this for a little while unless something else breaks. So there you go. There's my current DXYZ chart. I just made it for you before your very eyes. Did you already do open, Matt?
No, I did not.
Here's my crazy open chart. All right, I've discovered recently that TradingView did open up a 24-hour time frame. Before that, it seemed like 20. I don't know. I couldn't get up more than 23. So on a 24-hour time scale, oh no, wait, where's my moving average? Actually, I've decided the 75s and the 300s work best on the 16-hour chart, not so well on the 24-hour chart. But here it's trying. Maybe it gets a touch of this moving average 300 on the 16-hour chart. That's currently at 158, or maybe it doesn't have to go down any farther. But what we've got so far is, if this is the bottom, if 149 is as low as open goes, which Matt will tell you he doesn't think that's not going to be necessarily a bottom, but I think it could be. I'm working with possibilities. Then it's going to go, maybe it'll do 618.382. 618.382, 1236, 764 seems awful, but there you go to 236, which almost gets it back to the 298 on the larger retracements. These are extensions on the right, retracements on the left. I thought I would try an August 22nd call at the $3 strike. Maybe I'll get it right here on next week into profit, and then I can get out of it. It's a $3 strike, but actually my cost is $3.60, or my break even, I should say. So yeah, I like open as a chance. And look, it does have this green Ichimoku cloud hanging out over here. So it's kind of nuts, but maybe, just maybe. All right, that's my open chart. How about back to you, Matt? And we got like 7 minutes left.
Yeah, let's just do. I'll do a few more quickly before I run away. What else we got here? ASML. Let me just switch my screen. So here we go. ASML. Yeah, it's breaking below levels. It did not have a successful breakout, right? It tried. It really tried, but it did not have a successful. We had a bearish engulfing candle that cut through levels. So guess what? I think it goes back to my green GAN level right there, maybe 670s, maybe even a little bit lower. We'll find out. But yeah, this is not a really successful close. Even the monthly chart right here, it basically had a monthly candle close below the 50-month, below the conversion line, and below everything else, right? So I think it might want to gravitate to the cloud again. That's what I think for ASML. It doesn't look ready to be in a bull trend yet. I think it's just more consolidation in between this arc and the cloud. So it's a wide range and just patience with this one. There's no need to rush on ASML. AVGO, let's take a look here at this one and month over month. Yeah, it's a bullish chart. Stay above 244, it goes higher, but we could backtest 244, right? This has potential to do that because we're getting extended on the weekly chart, extended from the cloud down here, extended from the conversion line. That's at 274. And so, yeah, it's been just a melt up. So there's no reason to chase price action up here because a backtest of 270s or even 240s is still possible for AVGO. Let's do the two big ones too. AMD, I warned about it yesterday. Resistance, guys. I at 180, I put a post on X. I'm like, cautious at resistance. A lot of people probably don't realize that, but this was a big zone. 182 got rejected a lot last time, and 180 rejection. So same zone. Now we're doing a back test. Maybe the cloud 167, maybe 164, maybe even a little bit lower. So let's just be patient. It had a massive breakout. There's no rush. We don't need to jump into AMD right away because there could be a big consolidation time before it breaks that 180. So I'm going to be patient, going to watch 164, 149. Those are the zones I'll be interested in. And lastly, before I run away here, tracker, I'll do NVIDIA and same situation.
Yes.
And NVIDIA is a big breakout of the 152 and the conversion line is 159. So maybe a backtest of 160 still is possible for NVIDIA. And again, just a giant melt up. And I think we have the potential to correct just a little bit in the weeks to come. But that's for like the mega cap. That's for the tech stocks and maybe the SPY. But when it comes to a lot of the risk on stuff like the IWM and everything else, high time frame support is really here, right? I don't see a need to really go lower. Even the blue GAN level right here is around 213, 214. So there's like a possibility that there could be another rotation into some of these small caps while some of the QQQ stuff, SPY stuff sell off a little bit.
We've only been talking about it for like 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just looks right. It wants to kind of hold this 216 zone. Even it went through the conversion line earlier at 214. But if it closes the week above the 50 week and the 216 and maybe back inside the cloud around 218, then this chart could actually start to get a lot more bullish and maybe even more bullish than the SPY and QQQ because it had many weeks of consolidation already, over a month, while the QQQ right here has had zero consolidation. The SPY has had, our AMD has zero consolidation, and even the SPY right here has had almost no consolidation at all, while the IWM has had over a month of consolidation already. So I think the tables could turn, maybe a month of consolidation for SPY, QQQ, and maybe just maybe the risk on stuff is going to do well. So tracker, take us out.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you showing us AMD and then the differential diagnosis with NVIDIA right after that, because I really thought that when I asked for SMH yesterday, it would give us some sort of indication, but that chips were topping out, but it really didn't look that way. It's just, to each chart its own, right? AMD had, is topping out on its chart while NVIDIA looks like it's breaking out and has got lots of room to run on its Gann chart,
well,
even with a little backtest.
SMH on one of my charts hit resistance actually. On my 4-hour chart, SMH hit resistance.
Okay.
So we could probably see some consolidation for SMH too.
All right. So I go back to what I was saying the other day. Just I see a potential for rotation out of chips and energy and back into AI and crypto. So here's Soundhound. Here's a chart that I drew a long time ago and it hasn't broken yet. Back, let's see, in April, after April 7th or April 4th is when I had the last point to make this chart. And my minimum target has always been the 382 up here, $15.26. We never quite got there yet. We're still on its way. Look, it's just oscillating on its way up there. At one point, it made this red, what I thought would be a red triangle. I drew this red angle. I thought that it would run back down to touch the bottom of this trend of the triangle. No, it did the exact opposite ever since. I mean, I haven't looked at this since I drew this red arrow, and clearly it did the exact opposite of what I thought it was going to do. Then it runs back into the triangle again. So let's get rid of these. I just wanted to show you that. But also, look, it's just from here to here, it's just oscillating wildly. on the way to touch 1526. And then if that is resistance, then its support will be $11.83 at the 236, unless it does this crazy thing where it goes to 11.4 again, which I really hope it doesn't. But there you go. So minimum target 1526, and we'll just have to see what happens after that. It's 9:05. I wish I could just do a whole show where I show you all my crazy charts, but that would probably just send you into a tizzy anyway.
Well, you can fire up your own restream and just continue
I
on
know,
without
right?
me.
I could, but I just don't have the time. I'm also a father. I've got an 11-year-old I've got to take care of, and a wife and two pets and extended family. And I've got other jobs besides this one. But listen, I really love that you guys tuned into the show. Matt is, just like Ty said in the comments, he's a fantastic calming influence. And he's always bullish at support. And I kind of sometimes I get excited, and I look at this as kind of like the Goofus and Gallant show. Remember from highlights when you were a kid? That's dating me. But, Matt is Gallant and I'm Goofus. So just I'll give you some crazy ideas, and sometimes they play out and sometimes they don't. And Matt will tell you, just, here's what my chart says, and just wait. And if you don't trade in and out like Matt, then you'll be happier. And if you trade in and out like me, it's an exciting life, but it's not always the best life. All right, that's me talking from a position where my account is down from what I got up to a high of 1.3 million, and now I'm back down to 900,000 again. That sucks. It sucks. I can tell you right now, it sucks. But I've got a good attitude about it. I know I'll be back up again. Just have to let it rotate back into crypto and AI. All right, sorry, I don't mean to. Guys, just relax. Everything's gonna be fine. Just listen to Matt. Everything's gonna be fine. And subscribe to him if you don't. He's so much. Matt is on there 24/7, 365. Like, I kind of do this. I try to do this like it's a part-time job, but I do like full-time hours. Matt does do this like it's a full-time job. Like, he is the CEO of the company, and he's in there like 80 hours a week at least.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, pretty much. He just admitted pretty much. So there you go. I highly recommend Matt's Patreon if you're not in it already, which gives you access to his Telegram, where you can like live
or
chat
tier
with him.
4. Yeah.
I'm sorry. With the tier 4, you get the Telegram, and you can live chat with him. I'm sorry. I'm spoiled because he let me into his T4, so I'm just spoiled. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I was Tracker, and this was Matt, and the great Mattsby, and he is still great, and I'm just Tracker.
All right, guys. We'll see you on Monday, and try not to panic too much.
Don't panic at all. Everything's going to be fine. We're going into a golden age of you just hear me now and believe me later. We are going into a golden age of humanity where money won't matter. It's just right now we care about it a lot, and in the future we won't care about it at all. But it might be like our next generation before we get there. All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your